Welcome back, everybody. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You heard the sound. It means JP Sebastian is back for more movie reviews. And today we are also reviewing Paws of Fury. I was trying to get it all time. I was like, Paws
you said
of
it
Fury.
20 times before we got here, and then, like, goldfish brain, I suppose.
I mean, I'm still obsessed with that dog.
We're all beaming.
Right? I'm like, bring your dog to work. Do you have a dog?
I do. I have a little Dachshund, but it would take a lot more coaxing, I'm sure. I'd have to have, like, a whole cheeseburger to get a lunge done, I'm sure.
Please, can you try? We just want to see one clip of you doing a bit of a, maybe ab workout with your dog.
Okay, that's probably harder as me doing the crunch, not so much the dog.
What's not hard is you obviously reviewing this, because it is amazing. It's being released on Friday, so tell us all about it.
Paws of Fury, indeed, featuring the voices of Michael Cera and Samuel L. Jackson. Coming out this Friday, tell you what, from the horse's mouth, from the dog's mouth, I suppose, in this case, let's hear from themselves about working on the movie, the making of Paws of Fury, a little featurette.
Huh? I'm Hank, and I'm the new samurai.
New samurai, huh?
Hank is a dog in a world of dog-hating cats.
What the mother-father cocker-spaniel's going on here?
Jimbo, played by Samuel L. Jackson, becomes Hank's teacher.
Don't forget to land on your feet. The movie is pretty wacky and pretty wild. And a lot of fun.
It's Hank and Jimbo. We're here to save you.
It was a blast to make this movie.
Lesson over. Well done.
The legend of Hank, but also the legend of Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, to be able to see him in a role like this, also so light and having fun.
Yeah, when's the last time you really get to see Samuel L. Jackson in a comedy? Obviously, The Hitman's Bodyguard, but aside from that, nothing else springs to mind immediately. It is surprisingly him having fun, and why I say surprisingly is you usually think with these small kind of projects that an actor just dials it in. Literally, they were phoning it in for voiceovers because of COVID. They were working from home, voicing some of these performances at times. But he actually is fully involved in this movie and seems to be having the most fun of all the characters. If I give you a bit of the storyline, do you know the movie Blazing Saddles from the 70s? It's a classic if you're into like these weird oddball comedies. And it's directed by Mel Brooks, who actually features as one of the voices in this, which is great to see. And the reason being is that it pretty much is one-to-one the story of, for anyone who's listening and remembering Blazing Saddles, the story of a guy who's an outsider, comes into the small town, is not accepted by the townsfolk. Obviously, in the original movie, it was because he was black and the townsfolk were white. In this, it's because he's a dog and the townsfolk are cats. And has to deal with trying to be accepted while at the same time becoming the sheriff of this town, even though he's reviled. And so the underdog has to become the overseer of everyone involved in the protection of this town. That is obviously a replication of Mongo from Blazing Saddles. And so all these jokes, all these beats, one-to-one, are pretty much replicated from the classic movie itself. That said, though, it does seem to have at least, I saw it for myself, it's got its own personality, it's got its own kind of style. A bit rough around the edges as far as animations go, you know, not the best in the world kind of looking stuff that we've got, but I'm pretty pleased that we've got these big names like Michael Cera, like Samuel L. Jackson. You've got Ricky Gervais, who's voicing the bad guy, you've got Mel Brooks, etc., Michelle Yeoh, etc. And they could have just been picking up a check, but they all do seem to be letting their hair down, letting their fur down, and having a good time with the story of a dog trying to find his way through the wild east and become a samurai. So one for the kids, definitely, and actually as far as these go, probably more than DC Lego Super Pets, the kind of thing that the parent can enjoy as well. Obviously, I know as a parent, you just love to see your kid happy when you...
For sure, and make sure that they are, you know, entertained for the 2 hours or hour and a half that they can be watching this.
In the dark theater or something and eating other people's popcorn or whatever kids do. But it's democratic in that the parent gets to enjoy some gags too. I'm pretty pleased that one of my gripes with a lot of these modern animations is how far can you take a gag? It's not enough that the cat, you know, has something blow up in his face. Oh, there we go, replicating the fart scene from Blazing Saddles. Everyone will remember that if you remember the classic comedy. But you take a gag and then you go, okay, how can we stretch it? What happens after that? What happens after that? You remember Wile E. Coyote when you were a kid? An anvil falls into his arms. He falls off a cliff. The cliff falls onto a lever, which pummels him into another cliff. And then another anvil falls, etc. This is like a chain of events, and at least they respect the chain of events in the comedy of this. So it's never just like throwaway writing, never just like lazy kind of, well, we did the joke, let's move on kind of thing. But not necessarily the most memorable thing in the world. I think that you probably will, though, have a good time, your kid and yourself, watching Paws of Fury out this Friday. So tell you what, how about a scene from the movie?
Please do.
This
Let's
is.
watch it.
I've been going on about Samuel L. Jackson having the best time in the world, and here he is stealing a scene for himself as Jimbo, obviously named for Yo Jimbo, wink wink, in Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank.
Remember, fear is only in your mind.
And a little bit in my kimono. Jimbo!
Set a date for Friday. It looks like it's going to be amazing, not only for the kids, but for all the adults as well. We have to ask you, popcorns, how much are you giving this?
This gets a 6 out of 10 from JP Sebastian. Throwaway comedies, that's pretty good as far as those go. Paws of Fury, go watch it to yourself.
Well, it is up to you. Let us know after the premiere on Friday what you would review this movie. Let us know on Expresso Morning Show on the S3.